Yeah, so this is from a speech Hillary Clinton was giving, and a Black Lives Matter advocate, which is interesting because they'd kind of been pestering Bernie Sanders for a while, and I was actually interested to pick on Hillary, but they did, and it's it's quite embarrassing. It's really interesting because I've kind of been coming around on Hillary a little bit. And it had a lot to do with the show I did with AIU. But I kind of came to the realization that, yeah, you know, she sucks, but at the same time, she's the second best. So if she gets it, you can't abstain, basically, or else you get Trump. So
no, you vote Trump. If that's the secret.
Oh no fucking way.
No,
Fuck
you
that.
you either vote Bernie, and if Bernie doesn't get nominated, you vote Trump. That's the secret.
Perhaps
one way or another, watch it burn. Don't you get it? I don't want another fucking 8 years of an Obama campaign.
We'll see what happens. It's sure to be interesting. But this is
Black Lives Matter.
This is apparently over some comments she made in the 90s about calling black people super predators or black criminals super predators.
Tech.
It kind of reminds me of this is like a completely random example and has like no bearing, but there was a convention a couple of years ago that Rob Liefeld was at, the guy from Image Comics, and he's pretty famous. And some like snotty fan came up to him and was like demanding apologies for a comic he drew in the fucking 90s. And like, this is what this is. This is like, when I'm giving a speech, I don't want to hear about some shit I did in the 90s. Like, it's not relevant. It's just not.
All right, let's see if this is any more coordinated than last time.
Ugh.
Of course, South Carolina. Why not?
Yep.
Making sure that South Carolina became the first state with body cameras. There's more work to be done, but gotta lay down these markers. Gotta build toward common sense gun
That's
reform,
the best you could do.
Justice,
That's it. One person, one
I think
person with a shitty fucking cloth sign.
That's for real. And what's funny is, you know, it's on cloth, so she could roll it up in her pocket and get it in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have had to fold up paper, and that never unfolds very well, and it's never visible, and she couldn't have walked in with a placard. They would have stopped her.
Yeah, it's just... What in the world even is this? Like, at least at the Bernie rally, there were like a bunch of people there to kind of get your message across.
Yeah,
like,
well, what's really funny is in the 80s and 90s, the crack epidemic hit big, and that's what she was talking about. She was talking about the gang activity that had surrounded the drug trade in the 80s and 90s. So I'm sure she overstated things because she was a politician and that's what they do. But even I have to give her a pass on this. It was about fucking gang wars in the 90s, which if anyone has any recollection of, go look at the crime stats. Go look at the crime stats. Look at the peak that happened in the 80s and the 90s.
It's so racist to condemn gangs.
I know. It's
super racist.
Just is.
Not a very, we've got somebody saying here, we have to bring them
apologize for mass incarceration.
Okay, we'll talk
I'm
about
not a super predator, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, fine, we'll talk
Can
about
you apologize to black people for mass incarceration?
Well,
No. Will the black criminals apologize to the people that they assaulted, sold drugs to, stole from? No? Then no. Why would I apologize for their incarceration? Nobody gets incarcerated for doing nothing. I assure you.
That's what I wish I had found the clip, and if people are interested, they should look it up. But put this side by side with the fucking dweeb at Comic-Con. I demand an apology for fucking America number whatever the fuck.
But I demand
an apology. I'm entitled to this.
Yeah, I don't understand we can have a discussion about whether certain laws should or should not be felonies. We can have a discussion about incarceration times for laws being too high. Mandatory minimum sentencing is a problem. However, you did something to get there. I'm not saying no one ever has been falsely accused and arrested and incarcerated for something they didn't do. But statistically, It's low. Most of the fuckers I met were in there for some reasons, okay? Some serious reasons.
Yeah. No, they did. Look, I demand an apology.
I apologize.
Apologize.
Maybe you can listen to what I say. Okay, no, thank you very much. There's a lot of issues in this
Let's get you
campaign.
out of here, honey.
The very first
Yeah, well, I think it's funny. This is pretty much the stance is, just stand here. Just stand here and hold the sign up.
Yeah, like it's just this horrible mentality where I wouldn't even do this at like I disagree with Hillary. I wouldn't do this at her thing. I wouldn't do this at fucking Trump's thing.
You know what the
Like-
secret is? You know what her real power should have been?
What?
If she had just looked at the sign and then the girl goes, will you apologize? Yes, now what?
I apologize.
Now what? Did that solve anything? Did that accomplish anything? You futile, simpering baby. I need an apology. My feelings are personally hurt here.
It literally doesn't solve anything.
You're a simpering
Wish
child.
to go back in time and change her position from 80s and 90s.
You're fucking retarded. If you think that this is accomplishing anything aside from making you look like a child, and I hate to say it, making her look respectable. Because she acknowledged you. And she was not required to do so.
Yeah, no. It's like I get on people. Donald Trump's a jerk. He kicked people out of his rally. Like these people are free to kick whoever they want out. Like
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah, I
You,
mean,
you
it's...
don't have the right to go up to these presidential candidates and be like, I give your attention to me as a complete nobody. Like, no, fuck you. You think it's these people who think they're like super important and they're really not. But they want to be part of the change.
That's the thing. It's those
political
delusions of grandeur we were discussing, like Anita Sarkeesian has. A lot of these social justice warriors, that's what it is, and it's what I call single revolution or single generation revolution.
Oh yeah, you talked about that.
They expect to see immediate change. Now they need everything that they don't like about the world to change tomorrow. And if that were, I mean, it's insane. That's not how these things work. And if they do, they don't end well.
Absolutely.
People die.
I think we could probably move on.
Well,
That's pretty much
does
the-
she just...
speech that I gave back in April was about criminal justice reform.
Called black.
Yeah, they eventually escort her out. And she
Is
just
that-
keeps interrupting her.
I'll counter something. You know what? Nobody's ever asked me before. You're the first person to ask me, and I'm
Oh, Jesus. Did you... What were you, a plant? Were you the make Hillary look reasonable plant? Was that your whole goal? Was that the point? Because that's what you did.
Yeah, for real.